Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So in this one, I want to talk about Rick Grimes because we actually got an update last night from Gimple, and we also did learn some information in the Walking Dead World Beyond finale on why Rick hasn't left yet. It wasn't like that they never mentioned Rick by name, they never mentioned anything like that. It was in a conversation with Huck and Hope and what they said and just things in general surrounding the CRM that it makes sense as to why Rick hasn't came home yet. And I think it is the obvious answer. I think World Beyond Season 1 actually confirmed why he isn't home. And I think we know what B is now. We've already kind of known what B was, but I do think B is a strong individual that will help create the future. There's only a few people that are actually bees, and I do think Hope that's where I kind of get some criticism about the World Beyond, but Hope, though, I think is actually a bee, and I think Rick is a bee as well. But anyways, let's just talk about all of this. So before we go any further, I do have to warn you, obviously, for spoilers for the Walking Dead World Beyond finale. And if you are new here and you want more Walking Dead content like this, just make sure to be a subscriber. I have some news on Fear the Walking Dead. There are some stuff on the Walking Dead universe and the Rick Grimes movies in general. I'll talk about some stuff in here, but I do have a lot more videos coming out this week on the Rick Grimes movie because we did get some interesting updates on it. And I also want to talk about the Walking Dead trailer because I've talked about certain aspects to it, but there's other aspects that I still haven't talked a lot about, like Herschel Ree, Maggie, and the Commonwealth and stuff like that. I talked about Here's Negan. I talked about stuff like that, so if you're interested in those, I already do have those on the channel. But yeah, if you want reviews, videos breaking down all the latest news that we do get, just make sure to be a subscriber. So Gimple confirmed that the Rick Grimes movies are in development still, which obviously he was going to confirm that. We usually do get all this information at the end of the year. Once The Walking Dead is over for the remainder of the year, we'll get a bunch of stuff like this. So Gimple will come out, talk about what to expect in the future, just stuff like that in general, and we got a lot of this. I saw this from comicbook.com, so I will leave a link down below to the article where you can actually read Gimple's quote and the stuff that he said. But just to sum up, like, the movies are still happening and they're going to be really amazing. And yes, he does understand that the fans are getting very, I guess, angry and a little annoyed that there's no news coming out. And like, it's just been so quiet and every update has just been the same for over 2 years now. So he just kind of sums that up as, you know what, that just means this movie's going to have to be more amazing. And I do think like if it wasn't for what's been going on in the world all year, the movie probably would have been filming this year, or at least would have been filming next year for sure. And I think we would have gotten an update. Like, I think all of that would have happened. There could have been some pre-production stuff that happened this year. Like I know they're technically in pre-production, but I just mean like stuff where they're getting ready to film, scouting locations and stuff. We could have heard some news on that. Yeah, like they are at the point where they can film. I really do believe like the script has been worked on for over 2 years now, right? And like the scripts aren't going to be 100% complete before you go and film. It will be, but obviously, as you're filming, you're going to change certain things. You know, some stuff might not work. It might not look the way that you wanted, sound the way. You're gonna change some dialogue. Things are going to overall, you know, and then afterwards, there might be test audience stuff where you might change the ending, change certain scenes. Some scenes might not work. You'll edit that out. There'll be reshoots, especially. There's that too. They are, I think, at the point where they can film. Like, I do think they're probably at that point now. It's just they're waiting to. And the thing about The Walking Dead, yes, they are filming. It's just that there's all these restrictions because they got to stay 6 feet apart. And I guess if they don't, then there's just all of these protocols that they have to do before they can even do that. And I'm sure as soon as they say cut, they have to like stand apart, wear the masks, stuff like that, right? So the reason why that works is because they even confirmed that these 6 episodes here are going to be very much small scale stories. Like, we do have Negan and Lucille, right? And those are probably going to be the only 2 characters in that episode. Actually, I guess Carol will be there. You'll have a few others, but there's not going to be a ton of extras on set like with walkers. And I think with the Commonwealth, that's why we're not going to be getting the Commonwealth immediately, is because you don't want to cast all these people to come on right now and film all this stuff if this is happening. So I think just in terms of the Rick movie and even with the final season of The Walking Dead, they need things to go back to normal so they can film properly, have tons of people around, and things just look normal, especially with the Commonwealth arc, and actually even more so with the CRM because it's like a city full of people. So you need to show that, right? You can't really do that right now in the woods and doing things at the hilltop or Alexandria, or I guess they wouldn't really do that much at the hilltop, or I guess for a rebuilding storyline, but it's easier then because you can have a limited amount of people. So I think that's just where they're at, you know, and I just wanted to address that because I know some people say that, well, they're filming The Walking Dead right now. They're filming Fear the Walking Dead. Why can't they film the Rick movie? It's just because I think it's just on a larger scale. They don't want to be held down by all these protocols and stuff that they got to follow. So they're just going to wait until all of this is over. And also Andrew Lincoln is in the UK and stuff. And it's just, you know, you might as well just wait. I do think next summer, for sure, it is going to happen. We are going to get filming for the Rick movie. I think it could be late summer, next summer around there. I mean, Gimple does say here, he hopes that he can share some exciting things in the new year, which I think it just means that there's going to be more announcements. Because I think next year, they are going to announce a ton of stuff regarding the Rick movie. And I think it's all going to be stuff like, first of all, it could be sooner rather than later. But I'm just thinking summer realistically, because I know people are getting like vaccinated and stuff very soon in the US and stuff. But I'm just thinking realistically, by the time a lot of people have had it, by the time people are filming this and that, I think next summer makes a lot of sense. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is next summer, it'll be done. And then, you know, by then everyone will have had it. At least most people will have. And then things will be going back to a sense of normal. And it's really not that crazy to think that Comic-Con next year will be big again, right? I don't think it'll be as big as it used to be because it's still kind of it's transitioning back to normal again. But like the year after, 2022, for sure, I think it will be. But yeah, anyways, I think next summer makes a lot of sense. They'll start filming then. And then at the same time, they can actually announce the release date, the director, writers and executive producers, all that kind of stuff, cast information. And then, yeah, they can do all of that when they're filming. So I think we've waited the long wait for all these announcements. I think we have to wait a little bit more. But I think in a year from now, when we're starting the final season of The Walking Dead, I guess when we have finished the mid-season finale for it anyways, or not mid-season, but the first 8 episodes of the final season. I think by then, for sure, we'll know of the release date. We'll know when it's coming out. And I don't think we'll get any footage from it, a trailer or anything like that, but it depends. Who knows? It wouldn't be that ridiculous. Like if they start filming that next summer, getting a trailer in the fall around November anyways, it's very possible. They could just show a little tiny teaser. Like movies do it all the time. They'll show a 30-second clip, a very, very short thing. They can totally do that. So one other thing I wanted to talk about and mention in here was that it is kind of interesting now with The World Beyond. You know, not a lot happened in terms of the Rick Grimes movie explaining certain aspects to it. I was a little bummed out by the reveal of Hope being the asset, and I know they're trying to say that Iris was the asset as well, or is just entirely. Hope's not, or I don't know what they're trying to say there, unless both of them are, but that doesn't really matter to me, because to me, that just, I think, weakened World Beyond a little bit, just because I thought there would be more of a Cure storyline, and if not that, then something a little more exciting than, oh, she's just very smart, because when she was little, she fixed the computer, right? Like, anyways, the one thing that we did actually learn was that the CRM, and we've kind of already known this, but it's just confirmation, is that the CRM, once they actually find you and they want you in their community, there is no escaping. So Hope going to the CRM, there is no way she is going to escape. I mean, she probably will, but there's just, you know, as an idea, the CRM, when people enter that place, they don't escape and they don't really let people out. The only people that are allowed out are on helicopters, and that's basically it. Honestly, I would like to know more about the location of it, what it looks like from the outside, just because I want to see what it's like entering that place. And that is most likely where Rick is too. Like, Rick is probably in this place. I think what they're calling it is the Hidden City, and so Rick is most likely there. Hope is going there as well. And the thing about the whole situation is that you could try to escape, sure. But if you did escape, they're just going to kill the rest of your family and people that you love. And so Hope is probably going to be like, yeah, it's okay. I'll just stay. And so I think that's why for most of season 2, she's just going to remain there with her father and do things there. I think that's probably going to be what happens. I don't think really, like, other people are going to try rescue them. There's Will and Felix and Iris. You know, I think Will definitely defected from the CRM, and so that's why they're hunting him down. But I think a lot of things make sense. I think Rick, you know, I think he might have saw that phone with the picture of Michonne and Judith on there and was probably thinking, like, how do you know what my family looks like? And then that could have been a threat. That could have easily have been a threat, right? It might not have been drawn there for something, for good purposes, because, or maybe Jadis drew it for Rick, but it might not have been something to remember them by. Maybe it was just a threat. And so Rick's like, you know what? I'll just stay here. I'll have to try to find a way out, but I don't want to go back there. And then the CRM, I know what they're capable of. They're going to go there and just slaughter everyone in Alexandria, because I've seen them slaughter communities before. And so that might be why Rick is just forced to stay, because, like, remember, the CRM, the walls are so secure. They don't let anyone out. They know who's entering and who's not entering. They don't even share resources of any kind, like nothing. Like, if Rick is trying to leave, they're going to know. They're going to go to Alexandria. It is too scary for him. I don't think he's going to leave. I think that's why he has been there for the last 6-7 years. So yeah, and then I guess we'll eventually get, you know, Michonne reuniting with Rick, which will be really exciting. Because that's one that Gimple did actually confirm, was that Michonne is most likely going to reunite with Rick, and that King Bach, whoever he is, I guess he was one of the characters in the ending there of Michonne's final episode, and apparently we'll see him again. So that'll be kind of interesting to see. I guess that big group that was there will play a role. And King Bach, I don't know what his character's name, I don't know if his name is King Bach on the show or in real life, but whatever it's going to be, he will play a role with Michonne, and I guess there's this new community here, finding Rick and all of that. So it should be pretty exciting. Are we going to see that in the Rick movies? Is that going to be its own spin-off thing? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we are starting to get somewhere with the Rick movies. I think we know why he's been held captive now, and it makes sense. The CRM, they're threatening his family. That's why. And like, they're keeping tabs on Alexandria. The CRM know of Alexandria. It makes sense through Jadis. That's why they know. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Post all your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys all thought of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.